Hi, it is the human operating system time. So 2 days ago, I was having a meeting with a team of technical people in the Silicon Valley who invite me to be an advisor for their Qigong and meditations apps development. And in the meeting, the CEO asked me, do I have a summary of the Qigong and meditation practice so that he can understand? And so I share with him my open source summary, which is I share with everybody on this Qigong and meditation practice. And since what I share is open to public, okay, I purposely make open to public. So today I'd like to share with you all this too. So you all know what is this thing is about, this Qigong meditation stuff is about, okay? And the key is so that you can get benefit from it, get result, okay? Because we really do not want to do or wasting our time for getting no result. So in Qigong meditation practice, including the Taiji or whatever internal art or standing meditations, whatever, as soon as it is from China, okay, as soon as it is sourced from China, it has to fall into this category, okay? So the first type of practice in Qigong or meditations or Taiji or internal art or whatever from China is, the first thing is the exercise type, which is for circulations, for moving your joints around, flexibility, those kind of stuff. Okay, so this is the first type is for exercise type. Okay, like the solo practice of a set or those kind of stuff. Okay, so it is for your circulation, improve circulations, and then your muscle flexibility, okay, so forth. So that's the first type. The second type is the practice of the meditation of the Qigong involved in activating or supporting the channel. Okay, the channel. So what is the channel? The channel is this channel. The Chinese, the 12 proper channels. Okay. So the second type of practice is the practice which is supporting the channels. Okay. Now, this is not that difficult to know. So this is like what? Like massaging. Massaging is a type which is supporting or helping the channels. Okay, helping those channels. And if you go to acupuncture, the same thing. Okay, so however, you need to know from this one. You need to know the directions of how those channels work. Okay, because that is important. You don't want to go against the channels or do not understand this. Okay, so in this type of practice, there is say for example the massage, which is localized, like if it is for the shoulder, just massage around here so that the channels around here is more active, okay, or following the channels, okay, for example. So on top of this number one practice, the channel practice can take place, okay, can take place. However, this you need a different type of training. You cannot just say, oh, I just do this slowly. Well, that doesn't work. Okay, those slow movement and stuff is majorly this thing, exercise for joint flexibility and so forth. For the channel, it comes with a different type of teaching. You know, for example, as we said that, you know, for massaging, okay, it's very simple example for it, okay, or acupuncture. Now, then there's the third type. Okay, the third type. The third type is what I call the lower abdomen breathing base. Okay, so the third type is center on the lower abdomen breathing. Okay, lower abdomen breathing. Okay, so in other words is one will develop the lower abdomen breathing. Okay, one has to do that in order to get into the third category. Okay, now with the lower abs breathing, it is going to do a few things. One, it will promote internal organ massage. Now the internal organ within the body, because of the lower abdomen's breathing, the diaphragm moving. So it's kind of you're massaging your internal organs. Okay, and the second thing is, while it was massaging this internal organ, it also, based on the movement of the lower abs, it is activating the channels here. Okay. So this type of practice, okay, this type of practice actually involved in massage, okay, due to the diaphragm movement, and also it activate the channels due to the movement of the lower abs breathing. And of course, it's going to deal with, because it deal with breathing, it is going to involve oxygen, and then the blood circulations due to the massage, and then your biochemistry, your body's chemistry there. Okay. So there are these three types of practice in the Qigong and the meditations, or internal or Taiji and so forth. Okay, if it is going fully, then it has to involve all of these three. Okay. Now, so one cannot say, oh yeah, you know, I just do a solo form or practice a movement, or standing down there meditate. One need to know which categories one practice, because each of them come with different instructions of handling. Without knowing the handling, one have no way to know what it is. So for example, the channel, like, you know, the acupuncture, acupressure, well, there's a lot of things it cannot get the effect, or cannot do, compared with the lower abs centric or lower ab base type of practice. Because in the lower ab practice, for example, it can directly, for example, the 6 healing sound, be able to massage your internal organs. Okay, make use of the diaphragm movement. Okay. So this is the three types which is in the Qigong or meditations or Taiji or Wing Chun or whatever internal practice. Now, there is a very serious issue which is usually people don't talk about, and it is not really mentioned in the West. Okay, and even today in Asia, it's very, very rare people talk about. So remember, the third one is lower abs breathing based type of practice. We have to lower depend on or rely on your lower abs breathing. Okay, now this lower abs breathing, okay, the very basic of the lower abs breathing, have two states. Okay, the first state is called intentionally regulating. The second is natural, okay, resonance. So there are two states here, okay. The real practice of Qigong, which get result, is that one need to get into the natural resonance states, okay. So I like to make a example for you, okay. The type of breathing which is get into the resonance state is like getting into the track of the planet, you know, like your sun, your moon, your Mars. It's a track which is it will naturally go with that track, move with the tracks. Okay, that is the natural resonance state. So in order to get a result, one need to get into that state. Okay, one need to be able to enter into the state. Now, the issue today, majority, this is a big problem, the issue that one will not be able to get result from this training is that one not be able to get into this natural resonance states. Okay, now, so people say, oh, you know, when you want to do a lower abs breathing, you just contract your lower abdomen, okay, or inhale so that your lower abdomen bloat out. Okay, that is a really big problem there. First of all, if that manipulation is not proper, it end up that it's going to stress out the chest. Okay, because even though we talk about just breathing, it involves many things. Okay, so human is better to look at human in Qigong and meditation practice have this 4 layers. Okay, the physical, the mind, the breathing, the energy, neural, or the Qi layer. It is have these 4 layers, and one need to be able to know how to handle this every layer different in a different way, because different layer have their different characteristics. So one need to know how to handle them. Okay, now when one know how to handle them, then one be able to start to get into this intentional regulating of handling this lower abs breathing. For example, usually people have no idea how to which muscle to handle. Okay, when we talk about lower abs breathing, in general, people have no idea how to handle, how to differentiate between the chest muscle and this, and so many people, when you talk about the lower abs breathing, it end up that it goes suffocate. Okay, so that's why that 4 layer I just show you, you have to handle the physical layer, the mind layer before you get into the breathing layer. Otherwise, it's stuck there. Okay, now, so one need to know that the first thing to handle the lower abs breathing centric type of practice is need to be able to properly intentionally regulate the breathing. Okay, intentionally regulate breathing, but proper way. Okay, and only after one get that and one get deep enough in breathing, big enough in the amplitude of the movement of the diaphragm movement, then one be able to enter into the resonant states. Okay. So one need to go through that, and most people today, when we see in general, is just people just playing around with their lower abs, you know, muscle tensing, contracting, or expanding, brute force, and not even properly intentionally regulate. And then on top of that, one not be able to get deep enough, okay, and then get into the natural resonance states. Okay. So if one cannot get into that, the practice is not really effective. In fact, it is even doubtful that it can have any good result. Okay. And as in the 4-layer model, if one will not be able to handle the breathing, one will not be able to handle the energy neural or the qi layer or the sympathetic or parasympathetic nervous systems into this language. Or no, energy can be oxygen. Okay, no. So that's how it is. Okay. So to sum for you all, first we know that there are three category of practice in the meditation and Qigong. Okay. So there are three categories, which is the exercise type, the heart circulations and the joints and flexibility of muscles, so forth. The second is the channel involved, where you activate the channel or make it more fluent, those kind of stuff. The third thing is the lower abs base, where it based on a proper lower abs breathing. Okay, and it has to develop into the natural resonant state. So over here you get the 4-layer elements, like this thing, because it is not just breathing or just contracting your stomach and those kind of stuff. It is all of this is one piece. One need to be able to know how to handle them individually. And then over here you have the intentionally regulating, and then you get into the natural resonance. Okay, so a comprehensive proper development which will get a deep result, big result, has to go through this. Of course, if you just do exercise, you know, like all exercise, you can do aerobic and so forth, walking, you always have that benefit, okay? And then if you go acupuncture or massage, you get this benefit. However, for this benefit, this tool cannot replace this. And this you has to be trained, okay? So unless this is really trained and developed, one really cannot talk about the qi, energy work and those kind of stuff. It doesn't valid, because this is the basic, the foundation. And many people, when they practice some internal art or some meditation and start to say, well, I see light, you know, I have this energy flow in my body. And for me, in my view, if one won't be able to clearly get to the resonant states, forget about all this I see light, I feel energy stuff, okay? It doesn't make sense at all, because you don't have the platform. It's just like when your car don't even start. How can you say, oh, you know, now I see that this is Palo Alto, this is San Francisco. Your car don't even move, okay? And so this is I like to share with you guys, okay? The Chinese meditations and Qigong is real deal. However, you have to go through these three things, okay? And there's a lot of rules there. And really careful for this intentional regulating practice and this natural resonance. Because if you do not know about that exists, then you end up we really don't know what to do. And if we just thinking, oh, you know, just contracting your lower abs is the handling, well, just contracting your lower abdomen or make the lower abdomen expanding, that doesn't mean intentional regulating, doesn't mean a proper intentional regulating. That's why if one violating this, there's guarantee, number one, you cannot get repeatable result. The second, you cannot get a really effective result. Okay. So this is what I like to share with you today. You know, this is 2018 Thanksgiving. 2019 is coming. Artificial intelligence is coming. We really need to get this thing straight up, okay? Because you have, as we know that there are $2 billion dollar market for meditations and Qigong and so forth by 2020. What are we selling? Snake oil or what? If we cannot get this thing done. But if we can get this, then it really benefit for everybody, okay? And if you want to know about the resonance, the internal the intentionally regulating and resonance states, how to handle and of each layer, get this book, okay? Get my book here, because all this thing is here, okay? And including the channel. The channel stuff, the channel stuff, okay, and also, you know, this intentionally regulating and natural resonance is real. Is not bogus, okay. So this is with a brain wave. The first practice here is get into the natural resonance. You know, you just go get into the this is the intentional regulating, and then it get into the natural resonance. It stay there, okay? You see, it stay there. This is the state of the calm. It stay there, and then it exit when it need to exit. So this is the practice. While the guy who keeping just mess around with their mind is doing this, jump up and down, okay? So this is just the most is intentional regulating, okay? Natural resonance, you have to go, I'm going to enter into this state, and I'm going to stay there, and when I get out, I get out, okay? That is the thing we are talking about here. This type of practice using bio feedback, the most you do is just intentionally regulating. Or it's not even intentionally regulating, but brute force it if one do not know how to handle this properly, okay? So that's the brainwave in the book. And also the same thing, this is breathing, okay? This is breathing and using intentionally regulating type of the techniques, okay? Using electronics today, wearable, we can do that. Now, this is this type is the natural resonance. You just go regulate and get down, get into the state, okay? So you see, this is you regulate here, and then you enter to the state, you stay there, okay? And the same thing here. So this is the 3 state, going down, Okay, while here is keeping go up and down, try to control it. Okay, so this is real stuff. Okay, that's why I talk to the different technical group in the valley, because I want to bring this in to the technology. Okay, no longer you believe me. Oh yeah, I'm doing this meditations. What Buddha teach this meditations, or I'm the monk. Forget about it. We want to see it, be able to see it in measurement. Okay. So this is to share with you, and I know maybe many people don't like this, but you know what? Think about this. If you are somebody who need this for healing, to de-stress, or to help you to handle your burnout, to recover from burnout and so forth. If you don't know this, what can you do? If you know this, even if you get to the natural resonance, it might not solve your problem fully. Okay? Because if you are having some medical conditions, even in the natural resonance, it can help your body, but it cannot solve the problem. So what is the example? I am the example. I can do this thing. That's why I can detailedly tell you everything. But I was born with diabetic type 1. So I still need some insulin every day, every meal. Okay? This is reality. Now, if we don't know this and we resist medications, big trouble. And this thing, in my case, is good to help my body. You know, who knows how long I can live, because everything have limitations. Okay, so we need to be very real, stick with the reality. Okay, and make use of everything to help people. So this is for you today.